This is Daniela Cambone for Kitco News, continuing with our coverage from the IPMI in Las Vegas. Joining me once again is George-Gero. He's on the executive committee for the IPMI, and he's also with RBC Wealth Management. George, thank you so much for being with me.
RBC Capital Markets.
RBC.
I'm actually the precious metal strategist for Capital Markets, RBC.
So, George, we spoke last week, and you said that you could see gold move over that $1,600 territory. That's exactly what happened Sunday night.
It did.
Congrats on that call.
It's a relief rally, as I call it, because it seems that since the Spanish banks are getting 100 million euros, which is about, it's quite a bit of money, figuring the euro at 125. They were looking at perhaps even more money, but it seems like 100 billion is it. Now, that relief rally is going to the banks, not into the general economy, but eventually will seep through to the general economy, which is a stimulus, and at least the beginning of stimulus in Europe, just as we will probably have some stimulus in the United States. And so investors are saying, gee, eventually that will be somewhat inflationary. And of course, inflation is the reason to own gold.
Okay, George, last time we spoke, you also said that you don't expect Greece to leave the euro anytime soon. Have you changed your mind on that?
No, I think perhaps Greece somehow will muddle through that June 17th election upcoming. And it looks like people are beginning to understand in Greece what it would mean to leave the euro, because their expenses would be even higher and their income would be even lower than it is now, which is unfortunate. And so the path of least resistance will be for them to stay in the euro and try to fix things.
Okay, George, let's get back to that $1,600 range. How long do you think gold could hold that number?
Well, for the short term, that could be a rally, and we could still see this trading range of 1575 to 1650 because there are going to be more news coming, probably more about Greece, June 17th, and of course Portugal is still waiting in the wings, and so we haven't really finished all our problems behind us.
George, are you also bullish on silver?
I believe silver, the bridge between investment demand and industrial demand, has a tougher time than gold. As you have seen crude sell off and decouple, you have seen copper sell off and decouple from gold, and that is because the weak and very slow-paced recovery, both in Europe and the United States, will keep demand down for now.
George, you touched upon crude oil, and we don't normally talk about crude oil here on Kitco News, but were you surprised to see it enter that bearish territory?
No, not really, because we've been flooded with crude oil. As you know, I also watch crude oil because I'm a member of the NYMEX, and I think crude oil, we've had an awful lot in storage, and there's been a lot on the ships. And it looks like the Saudis did turn up production. So, and with weaker demand, it was bound to happen to see some retracement, which actually should be good for the economy in the long run.
George, thank you so much for your thoughts. Before I let you go, we're here at the IPMI. What are you planning to watch? What session is not to be missed, according to you?
Well, tomorrow, of course, we're going to have a very important session on gold, the business of gold, and we're going to look at gold in various aspects, economy, and economy here, economy in Europe, and inflation. So I think the gold from 10 to 12 tomorrow morning will be my most important topic.
Okay. George, thank you so much for your thoughts.
And thank you very much for having me. I think this is an exciting time. We've got a record turnout of 652 people from 24 countries.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, George.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching our coverage from the IPMI. We'll have more videos for you throughout the day. For Kitco News, I'm Daniela Cambone.